noticing how we're arriving. What are we carrying? What's living in us in this moment? What are we bringing to this moment? And with an attitude of welcoming, with an attitude of welcoming what is present, what may be inhabiting the body mind energetically in our physiology, or if we're carrying any aches and pains, or moods or mental states. So opening up a quality of clarity and mindfulness around whatever's there, which has a quality also of warmth. It's okay, whatever we're bringing is welcome. And I'm going to open the share screen, and there's an invitation if you like to chant the refuges and precepts, or to listen, or to just contemplate. And so to reflect on what they mean for you. I'm going to chant in the Pali so you can I'm not sure what happened. Are you seeing the refuges and precepts on the screen? You are?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice and clear, Daryl.
Okay, because I'm not. It's I don't know why I can't see it, and I would like to see it because there we go. Hi. Sorry, that's okay. Yeah, welcome. We just spent a moment arriving, and so I invite you to do that, and any feelings of being rushed, or just breathe through it. So as we chant the refuges and precepts, we can situate ourselves in this lineage, this ancient lineage of inclining the mind toward the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And this is the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We can think of them as the historical Buddha and the teachings and the community. And it's also important that we think of them not only in this dualistic way, but also as something that we embody, that we find within ourselves, our capacity, our own awake nature, and that is innate, and that we can find our way toward. It's always there for us. The Dharma is the nature of who we are. And so it's the nature of our habits, and it's also the nature of of our capacity for awakening. And the Sangha is the living embodiment of how we, in community, walk this path of awakening. So the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, we are part of all of that. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sangham saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Sangham saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham saranang gacchami. So as we chant these 5 precepts, I invite you to, I'm going to pause after each chanting, and I invite you to reflect on what it means for you, and also reflect on how you might live out not only the part about restraint, but also about support. So not only refraining from destroying living beings, but also how can we support life? How can we refrain from stealing? And also, how can we be generous? How can we refrain from sexual misconduct? And also, what is the positive expression of eros in our lives? So just, taking a moment to open the heart and mind to what comes as you contemplate each precept. Panatipata Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami. Adinadana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami. Kamesu Michatara Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami. Musawada Varamani Sikapadam Samadhiyami. Suramaraya Maja Pamadatana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhyami. Idam isila magafala nyanasa pachayo hotu. Sadhu, 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 anumodami. So please find a posture that is supportive to you in this moment. The best posture for you, whether it's sitting in a chair or lying down or standing up. Or sitting on a bench or cushion, of course. And again, taking this moment to fully arrive, to bring the commitments and the intentions that we've just chanted and just contemplated to our sitting practice or a standing or lying down practice. So bringing these intentions to awaken in this moment. To be open, to receive, to meet our experience wholeheartedly, whatever is arriving in the mind, in the heart, in the body. And perhaps as you bring that sense of commitment, it could also, I invite you to, I encourage you to reflect on how your practice is also of service to life, of service to other beings, human beings and other living beings. And to include that in the way that you consider and begin and sustain your practice. How does your practice help you to become free of reactivity? To commit to that, not only for your own benefit, but for the benefit of others. How does your practice help you to become more generous and kind-hearted toward yourself and toward others? Gathering the attention into the body, and using the breath is a very helpful way to do this. Feeling the in-breath, and as you breathe into the body, arriving in the body. And as you breathe out, letting go of tension, contraction, preoccupations that are perhaps keeping your mind from settling and aligning with the body. So coming home to the body, we are intending, we bring the intention to align mind, heart, and body, fully meeting this moment. You might be focusing your attention on a particular place in the body where you are experiencing the sensation of the breath coming in and coming out. And this can be helpful to connect your attention to the breath, to have a simple and narrow focus. I encourage you to gradually open your focus to include a sense of the whole body breathing, the whole body sitting or being in whatever position it is comported. A sense of coming home to the body, a sense of being embodied, embodied being. mind's proclivity to getting caught up in stories and preoccupations with the past and future work against our meeting this moment fully and wholeheartedly. And so the simplicity of gathering the attention in the body, in the whole body, is a way of coming home and can feel very healing. Just this moment, just this breath, just this being, the touch of the air on the skin. Even if the sensations are not always pleasant, if there's soreness or tenderness or fatigue, in this sense of the body as a field of awareness, there can be space for all of our experiences of being alive in this moment to come and go. Even the thoughts, even the stories. As mindfulness deepens, we begin to recognize that thoughts are just thoughts and stories are just stories. And they're not necessarily what is true, the full picture, the whole picture. And as you open up your awareness to be with a sense of the whole body, I invite you to experience the body as not something solid with fixed hard edges, but to be aware that the body is permeable, that the breath also is something that we do with the whole surface of the body. The skin breathes. We are evaporating fluids from the body. We're being touched by the air, the temperature of the air, the warmth or the coolness. So the body is an open system. And so perhaps as you experience, however you are experiencing this embodied being, your sense of the body can be one of more openness, soft edges, permeable, a field without a clear boundary. And yet, it is the seat of our consciousness. So it's not that the body doesn't exist. No one would say that who had a right understanding. But it exists in ways other than we perhaps normally conceptualize it. So opening to new ways of understanding the nature of the body, the dharma of the body. Resting in an embodied field of awareness. Coming back to this sense of embodiment as home base, as the mind will inevitably pull the attention into past and future. You may notice places of contraction in the body, and gently, with the out-breath, there can be an invitation to release, not a requirement, and whatever release happens may not be all the way. There may be some residual contraction. There's no need to make anything happen. The contraction itself is a kind of doing which is habitual. And so the invitation is to release, stop doing. And there also may be some you might discover as you rest in the body in an embodied sense of presence. However momentary that is, maybe just for a breath or a couple of breaths. But even in that moment, in that instant of embodied awareness, we can recognize if we're holding certain energies or mental states in the mind, body-mind, because the mind is embodied. And so if we're holding them in the mind, we're holding them in the body. And so if you notice that there's some sense of energy which feels toxic or painful, allowing that release, that sense of release through the permeability of the body, just breathing out in all directions, letting it go. Mental states also persist because there's an unconscious habitual holding. One way that we hold is to resist, to want to push away, to shut the door. We just allow, recognize that mental states, energies may be inhabiting the body-mind. We can just allow them with a sense of ease to follow their nature, which is to change, to move, to become something else. As we come to the end of the meditation, I invite you to bring to mind, to connect with heartfully and mindfully with the goodness that has arisen, the blessing that has arisen in this practice during these 30 minutes that we've spent. Moments of clarity, moments of acceptance, moments of letting go, moments of kindness toward yourself, moments of wishing well toward others, a softening, a letting go of judgment. All of these are fruits, beautiful fruits of our practice. And we can offer these fruits, these blessings in our lives, in our world. We can dedicate them. So let's do that in these final moments of practice. May the blessings, the goodness of our practice and our lives, all of the ways that we're generous, kind, and considerate in our lives, and virtuous, may it all serve and support the happiness, well-being, and liberation of all beings. So I'm just pausing the recording, and we can take a moment to just release the posture. And then I'll give a short Dharma talk. Yeah, Ludmila, you have something you want to say, a question or?
Yes, I had difficulty with practice because all of a sudden I want to understand, was it my system or it was somehow sound all of a sudden was disconnected and I was lost totally. So
the sound was disconnected?
Yeah,
Did anybody else experience this? No.
So